Yo, what's up, y'all? Listen, I know these are crazy times that we're living in right now with the COVID-19 and other socio-economic issues that we're facing at this time. And it is a time of just like evaluating ourselves, man, and just trying to take the proper precautions to make sure that we are as safe as we can be. And not to push that to the side, but I just want to brag on God really quick. In 2016 is when I got a divorce, right? I filed for a divorce, and it was a crazy time, man. Like in late 2015, my dad was like deathly sick, and it was just a lot going on at that time. So I basically stayed with him to make sure he was okay. And while there was like crazy stuff going on in my marriage, and it's just stressful, you know what I mean? But um, in 2016, my dad did get better, and we started to see some progress. But he was still seeing specialties and having different tests and stuff like that. So I was staying with him for a little bit, off and on. Um, when I went to this KAA camp with my previous church, Westside, um, I found out my brother got killed. That's in 2016. Okay. Um, Crazy times, man. Like these are all stuff that's happening back to back. And, my family and I were devastated, still am devastated. And I just remember that time, like, man, I um, need to do everything that I can to, be a believer, a family member, and just being a better me. You know what I mean? To love more and to respect my own self and to love my own self. And coming back home, you know what I mean? Like I said, like marriage was falling apart, and it's not like there wasn't any effort. I believe that, like, I gave my effort, and the rest, just leave it to God, really. And there came a point where I really couldn't stay in that environment any longer. And I don't mean to talk bad about anybody. That's not my intention on this video. My whole intention is, listen, I went through that, and I hope the best for my ex. You know what I mean? I remember I have no bitterness, no hatred in my heart for her. And that was in 2016, y'all. I stayed with my dad ever since. You know what I mean? I stayed with him, and for some reason or another, I really, I don't know, I couldn't like live on my own for some reason. Like I was paying the bills that I needed to pay, but at the end of the day, the finances that I was dealing with and working at the time, it wasn't um, enough. You know what I mean? So, and I believe God did that for a reason. He probably knew like I was gonna wild out if I did have my own spot or something like that. I don't know, but all I know is that He closed the door that I didn't really want Him to close because I wanted my own place. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, going through that experience is very humbling, but it was embarrassing. You know what I mean? It very embarrassing. And I'm just being transparent with y'all. And now I can look back at it like, bro, um, God was looking out for me. He was protecting my character. He was pruning me. He was letting me know, like, with this little that you have, God was saying, like, with the little that I have, to make the best of it, and He would increase in due time. And so I didn't know what time table God was on, because all I know is I was giving my tithes, I was paying the bills that I need to pay, and I was saving. You know what I mean? And um, it was a blessing just to have a chance, have an opportunity to be a part of the company that I'm at right now. And I can just say, like, And this has been crazy. Like, I know to some people this name may not be a big deal, but it's a big deal to me. It's a step in whatever direction God has me going, because it's not the fact that I can't live on my own. And it's not the fact that I can't handle responsibilities. I can handle responsibilities. Like, it's just the fact that the timing, let me tell you, when you are walking in God and you are walking in your purpose, or you have the favor of God, it's all about timing. I don't care. You can do absolutely everything right, but it's not going to produce unless God wanted it to produce. Honestly, I mean, you can force stuff, but it's not going to stay afloat much longer. You know what I mean? Like, you can only force stuff so long that you start to get exhausted, and then it's like, okay, God, I'm tired. Let me give you this now. Like, I mean, he could, but he also could not. So what I'm saying is, when God opens up a door, it's for you. When he closes the door, it's for you. Don't ever think that your situation is less significant just because it doesn't look like somebody else's situation. You know what I mean? Like, my stability may look different from your stability, okay? But that doesn't mean that God isn't working in your life. That just means that there is a difference, because you're unique. I'm unique. And unique situations create unique characteristics that we need to see as fellow believers. You know what I mean? So, and we bring all that to the table. Every single aspect, we bring it to the table. And just like the body represents the body of Christ, like, we need all parts. We need all testimonies. We need everybody's perspective, because overall that makes us the church. Like, we are, when we are combined, we are strong. But if we're not together on things, then we're going to fall apart. And we do fall apart. And so I'm just saying, and I'm just being very transparent about the situation, because I don't think it does me any good to keep this to myself. I feel like many people struggle because they are embarrassed to talk about these things, and frankly, so I get it. Maybe it just might be that not. It might not be that time for you to tell it, like on Facebook or Instagram or something like that. You might tell it to a friend, which is cool. But for me, I just felt like really wanted to encouraging anybody who's looking at this video, because some people get discouraged because of their circumstances and experiences that you've encountered. And I want to tell you that those experiences were not, those experiences weren't for nothing. You feel me? There may be some things that we put ourselves in, but then there's some things that God directly and what's the word I'm looking for? Purposely puts in our way, because he wants us to gain something from it. So I don't mean to prolong this video, but this testimony is for whoever needs to hear it. And God is so good, y'all. He's so good. And with the little that he gave me in a living room, y'all, for about 2 years. No, 2.5, almost 3 years in a living room. Listen, I'm grateful for my dad. I'm grateful that, he didn't kick me out. You know what I mean? I kept everything and, well, as neatly as I could. I mean, come on. I'm in the living room. Like, let's face facts here. There's clothes on the couches, but, God helped me get to this point, man. And I'm so thankful for my dad for being there for me after everything that was going on. And you know, I I just can't express enough how thankful I am